All right, have and have not fans. Now I got an interesting idea for like a mini video series. I don't know how I'll work this out. Maybe I'll do this once per season, depending on how things vary over the next few months here. But I thought this was a very good video to make due to the fact that there are so many unresolved plot points, unanswered questions in the haves and the have-nots. Now, let me just say up front, there are questions that are not in this video, like, you know, who killed Amanda, and will anybody ever know that Catherine had cancer in season 1? Will it ever be addressed that Benny's behavior could possibly be linked to the fact that he was taken off life support back in season 2 without Hannah allowing the doctor to tell her what the side effects would be? So I guess you could say that these 5 questions are really mainly focused to this particular season of the haves and the have-nots. So what I want to do is pretty much just talk about the 5 questions as a whole. These, in my opinion, are the most asked questions from the have and have not fan base, you know, on Facebook, YouTube comments, and on Twitter. So in no particular order, I'm just going to list out these 5, and you can tell me in the comment section below, are there any other questions that I guess you could say, do you feel are ranked in terms of being in the top 5? Because like I said from the beginning, there are plenty of other questions that fans have, but I will say that these 5 are the top ones. With number 1 being, is Melissa really pregnant? I feel like a lot of the fan base is getting restless when it comes down to knowing whether or not Melissa is really carrying a child. I do believe when Hannah and Melissa were talking in the last episode, sitting in Hannah's living room, and it's like, oh wait, you're Jeffrey's fiance, the one that's supposed to have the one that's pregnant, supposed to have a baby. And Melissa's like, yeah, that's what they say. And I don't really know how to interpret that, meaning if she really is pregnant, or it's the fact that, yeah, that's what everybody says about me, I'm the one that's supposed to be having his baby. So that's the main question right there. And as you all know, I've done plenty of videos on the subject, and there's actually one video, I think I called it "The Truth About Melissa's Pregnancy Revealed." That video is almost at 90,000 hits, and I know that Antoinette Robertson, the actress that portrays Melissa, on her own YouTube channel, she actually put the video on one of her playlists. So I mean, any exposure is good exposure for the channel, so I appreciate that. Then number 2, another question people are going on and on about, is Derek the man with the lion tattoo? And I did a video recently. It hasn't even been a full day, and I think the video is almost at like 5,000 hits, and that is Derek hiding something from Hannah? And you're probably wondering, wow, Jeremy's like, why did you title it that way? Because I've done at least 6 or 7 videos already about Derek and whether or not he's the guy with the lion tattoo. I feel like this is an interesting mystery that Tyler Perry is putting in the show. Now, I won't lie, I don't want him to be the guy with the lion tattoo, due to the fact that it's good to see Hannah happy. But at the same time, I do like how, if this guy is the one that raped Hannah, I do like how they're building up his character. Like each episode, he and Hannah get a little bit closer. They talk about their past and whatnot. So if there is the big reveal that he has the lion tattoo, my question is, will Hannah be the first one to know it? Or will somebody else be the one to see the tattoo and think, oh, wow, cool tattoo? That way, as an audience, we would know he is the guy with the lion tattoo. So if he does continue to date Hannah, we're just going to be waiting there like a ticking time bomb. Okay, when is the other shoe going to drop, and when will she find out? So I actually do like that. Question number 3. Will Erica really fall for David? You know, pretty much, is she putting on an act like Candace told her to, or is this chick really forming feelings for David Harrington? And I feel like, again, that's an interesting question due to the fact that she has no allies on the street. Warlock and his crew is dead. Candace knows she's a 2-timing hoe. So basically, we pretty much know that Erica is out on her own. If she steps out of line, then either Candace or Veronica will just get her, and that'll be the end of that. We know Candace in terms of, you know what, you knew about, you know, my baby's death and whatnot. And then with Veronica, it's like, you're sleeping with my man. So basically, both of them want to get rid of Erica. So in my opinion, her best move is to actually stay in a relationship with David. It's not so much if she'll fall for David. I really want to know, what will David do if and when he finds out the truth about who Erica really is and what she was set up with him to actually do. So that's my main thing with that particular subject. Let's see, question number 4, and this is actually a good one. When will these murder trials start? We're talking Jennifer Salison, Quincy Maxwell. We keep building up to the whole, you know, hey, if you testify, I'll help you out with this. Or, hey, if I testify against you, mom and dad, you're going to jail and this and that. And we got George doing his crooked research, trying to get people to spill evidence and say things that he can use against them later on. I don't know when it's going to happen, because if the show is indeed ending on OWN in 2020, I don't know how this is going to work, like, you know, how quickly things are going to go, because in real life, you know, when it comes to trials and whatnot, it takes months before these people are actually convicted, or at least put on a trial where they have a jury and they can go through their evidence and whatnot. Will the final season of the Haves and Have-Nots revolve around these trials? That's a possibility. I mean, as of right now, it looks like the 2020 season is only 10 episodes, but that doesn't mean that they won't record more in 2019. We'll just have to wait and see. But maybe, you know, the final season will be about the trials, and then there'll be an epilogue. We'll just have to wait and see. But I am very interested myself in terms of when are these trials going to start and who's going to go down for these crimes. And question number 5, and this is a pretty big one. Who's going to die this season? I mean, there are just so many people lined up on the chopping block, in my opinion. Justin, Melissa, Erica, Oscar looks like he's knocking on death's door. Then we have Wyatt and Benny, and both in dangerous situations with them alone. So we'll just have to wait and see not just who, but how many will be killed off this season. So with that being said, I did find this to be a pretty interesting video, just to kind of address the fan base on what I've noticed, because a lot of fans on a weekly basis will ask these questions in regards to, you know, what's going on with the haves and the have-nots. And as I said in the beginning, there are some questions I didn't address, like, where is Salim? What about Tony? What about his kidney? Is he in a hospital bed now? We'll just have to wait and find out. But I actually do have an interesting theory about Tony in regards to Melissa and Benny, so I'll get to work on that video right away. So thanks so much for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and I'll talk to you soon.